I always focus on how I can agree with. I have to justify all of her actions. Otherwise, I'm judging myself, and that'll just come as I bring her to life.
You get your very own episode, so this is exciting.
I do. I'm nervous right now because I can't watch it for some reason. I'm embarrassed. I've skimmed through it a little bit. Obviously, I was there, so I know what happens. But I don't know. When something's solely focused on you in this giant world, I don't want to zoom in on me. For the story, I do, not for myself.
Yeah. Did it feel like a lot of pressure knowing that you get the episode? I mean, your character's name is literally the title. It's great.
I was really excited. I wasn't really nervous, to be fair. I mean, it's just one episode in comparison to making a movie, which I've done many times. So I was actually really excited to finally, in the midst of making a show, of getting to have the experience that's closest to reminiscent of making a movie. And I was also really excited to work with Hiromi, who directed the episode. A really big fan of hers, and she was the perfect person to do it.
So in your head now, what do you call? Is it May or Kora? How do you think about her?
I think that she's May, just because I feel like she really grew into being May, and it's like someone, I don't know, I feel like someone graduating high school and going away to college and getting as far away as possible, and then coming back having had completely different, right? Finding out so much about themselves. I feel like that's kind of what we're watching with Kora/May. So I feel like she would want to hold on to May. And also, Kora would be nice to leave in the past, because when she was Kora, she did a lot of things that are the reason she is May. Do you know what I mean? I
was so curious watching it about just kind of the timeline of how you understood the character, because Kora feels very different than the way you play her is very different. So did you kind of create May first and then work backwards and think oh, Kora's probably like this? And then
I kind of had an idea of who Kora was, just because I kind of had to know who I was hiding. So I had to know how Kora would handle a situation, so that I could not do what Kora would do and do what May would do. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about them they're completely different. But what do you think is the biggest difference in how May sees the world, in how we meet her versus maybe when we see her as Kora?
I think that Kora is a bit more naive, in her stick it to the man, eat the rich. And I think May is a bit more, she's on the other side of it, which can be a bit bitter and resentful, and doesn't want to spend so much energy on sticking it to the man. I think she's been defeated a little bit. But I think she'll come full circle, to be fair. I really try to take May on a journey, regardless of what I'm given on the page. I try to take every moment I can with her, to make sure she's revealing something about herself or she's hiding something. That's really important to playing her.
It's kind of a reveal that she's working for this company, Apex, Cybernetics, that ends up being big in the film side of things. How much do you know about how her work contributed to the Godzilla versus Kong film with Mechagodzilla and stuff like that?
I do not know that far. I don't. What we end up seeing at the end, once you've watched the whole series, is that's all I know as well. But we've definitely spoken about Apex and things that have happened in the films early on before I even started the show. Kind of in our first meeting, we talked about that. Wow. And then we really honed in on what we're doing, what story we're telling now with May. So hopefully we get the opportunity to, reveal that to everyone, put it in the story in some way,
You said earlier that Kora made a lot of decisions that kind of, caused her to kind of run off and become May. But even May makes some strong choices. As an actor, were there any that you disagreed with, and did that make them harder to play into?
I probably, from the very beginning, would have just not entertained this whole situation. I probably would have been too offended by Canaro ditching me and then showing up and wanting a favor from me. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have even gotten into all of this. But I get it as well. She thought maybe this is a way out or something. I don't know, honestly, because when I'm filming, I don't even think about that. I would have to think about that for a minute. I always focus on how I can agree with. I have to justify all of her actions. Otherwise, I'm judging myself, and that'll just come as I bring her to life. You know what I mean? I don't know if that even makes any sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay,
tight. Yeah,
cool.
Is there, kind of to what you just said, is there somewhere you would like to see her relationship with Kentaro go, one way or the other?
I feel like they have, in terms of a romantic relationship, I think what we've seen is all that will become of them, really. I think that there is something that draws them to each other, and they have this instinct to care for each other. And it's all love, but I think that they realized they were probably just using each other's bodies for comfort and validation. They're both hiding from the world. It's what humans do. We're not right for each other. But who knows? But probably not. Doubt it. I don't think so. No.
Well, I guess I can leave you with this one, but is there a scene from that episode that you did feel really good about and that you were excited to get to do?
I was really excited to do the scene with Holland, who's played by Dominique Tipper. Of us at dinner when she's trying to get me to work with her. That's kind of the most that you really see who Kora is. That's who the heart of this vessel of a body is beyond Kora and May. That's who that is. And I don't know. Even when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I miss her. She's, and being able to act with Dominique, she's an incredible actor and has given me a lot of great advice and guidance in different ways. So it was just a really satisfying day. I really enjoyed doing that scene.
Awesome. I hope we get to see more of you two together then.
I hope so too. The way that it goes, there's no reason that you wouldn't.